Hello and welcome back to yet another Mystery Docket here at the Alex and the Society podcast. I'm your host, Tim, trying and failing to recruit people for my cult on Twitter.com. With me is my best buddy and co-host, a wash-up minor actor named Derek. How are you doing tonight, Derek?
Oh, Hollywood is really kicking my ass. Haven't had any leads in like 6 months. My agent just started on Prozac. Would you happen to know anywhere where I could find some meaning and purpose in my life?
Cults, brother, cults.
It sounds great. Sign me up.
Oh.
I dig it. You know what?
Honestly, I just want to do the whole compound thing. Like, go out and buy, like, a closed-down rural school, refurbish it, and get a bunch of us together to pay for it. And, like, we have a huge community, like, there. Like, I think it'd be fucking legit.
Yeah. Yeah, set up a farm, set up some water, like a water purification type deal.
Also, Derek, what are you drinking tonight first? Sorry.
Oh, what am I drinking tonight? So, as we all know, I'm on some SSRIs now, and as we all know, those don't do great with alcohol. So, I know my limits. I'm going to try to test out what I can do and what I can get away with on my new meds. So,
and unless we feel like it's not going to harm anything, we're going to kind of phase out the rules for the most part going forward.
Yeah. I think we could still have plenty of fun with this by just casually drinking and talking about history.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I got some Boulevard Brewing Company Wood Baron Barrel Fresh. This is an 8.2%. Nice wood-aged flavor, kind of a little fruity. It's okay. It's fine. It's fine for sipping. Not something I'd go out of my way to drink, but it's pretty good. And then if I run out of that, I've got a couple cans of American Solera Howdy Porter. It's the vanilla bean porter. It's 6.5%.
So tonight, I am drinking by Beta, Abita Brewing. I have no idea how to pronounce Beta is. Beta. I have no idea how it's pronounced. It's called Purple Haze.
A beta male.
I mean, I know you are, but you don't have to go telling everyone. So Purple Haze Raspberry Lager, it's a 4.2. It's really good. Like,
It sounds good.
it's good, but like in a mild way. Like, you get raspberry, you get some of the like natural like beeriness or whatever you want to call that, hops, I guess is what it's normally called. I quite enjoy it.
That sounds really good. Yeah, I want to try that shit.
So today we are talking about the MLM termed sex cult NXIVM.
I fucking hate the name of this cult, by the way. Worst cult name by far.
Do you know how many times like I tried to fucking spell this thing and I was just completely fucking wrong?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's nonsense. It's not it is spitting on the heritage of those that came before. Heaven's Gate, Branch Davidian. Those were some fucking even Scientology.
Jamestown.
Yeah, what was his it was like the People's Temple. That shit goes hard.
Yeah, it's just I'm sitting
Even like Scientology, like Sea Org, that's fucking great. That's a great name. NXIVM?
and spelled NXIVM.
Yeah, it's you got.
It's so fucking pretentious.
Yeah, this guy has the same naming conventions as like a shitty app startup that's going to be like result in like 7 criminal trials for like investor fraud.
So, the leader of this cult is Keith Raniere, and he was born August 26th, 1960.
For some reason, I didn't realize he was that old.
Well, I mean, he was in his like 30s, going into his 40s at the height of the cult. Like, close to 50, honestly, because this all crashed and burned 2018, 2019.
Yeah, but in like 2018, 2019, I thought he was like 45.
Right now he's 65, so minus... He was in his 50s at the time, yeah, when it crashed and burned.
Okay.
So, he was born in Brooklyn.
Hey, I'm starting a cult here.
So he was born to James Raniere and... who is an advertising executive, and Vera Oskopol. I have no fucking idea how that's actually pronounced. It's Oschypko.
Osipko. I think it's Polish.
Let's go with that, Osipko, who is a ballroom dancing instructor.
Yeah, so his dad had an actually, like, ontologically evil job.
Yeah, usually.
Advertising executive? Like, that's actually evil.
I mean, actually, in the height of when he probably would be an advertising executive, fuck yes, because, like, that's right around when they were doing shit like hiding cigarettes cause cancer and all that shit.
Oh, yeah.
Unfortunately, he did not have an early death. Can you guess when his dad died?
It was after he was imprisoned, wasn't it?
Yes. 2020. His dad died in 2020.
Oh, did he die of COVID?
It doesn't say, because there's no, like, nothing that I can, like... But, his dad was born in 1932, so he was... what would that be? 70? No, 82? Yeah, 82. No, 88. Yeah. So he lived to a ripe old age.
Crazy.
Can you guess what he claimed to have read at 12 years old?
Oh, Jesus. At 12 years old, I'm going to guess it's either, like...
I'll give you one hint. Mind control.
Mind control,
It's not like a how-to, but that's the central theme around it.
Oh, I was gonna guess like how to win friends and influence people. That seems like up in his wheelhouse.
No, it's not like a self-help-esque or whatever, or a how-to. It's The Second Foundation by Isaac Asimov.
Oh, what the Of course this guy's an Asimov fan. Jesus Christ.
You want to give our readers a little bit of background? Because I know he's a famous name, but like I don't know hardly jack shit about Asimov.
Oh, he's a foundation. He is a foundational writer in science fiction. Wrote a lot of very influential science fiction. Also one of the most overrated science fiction writers of all time, and was also a massive abusive pervert.
So, like, Orville overrated, or what kind of overrated are we talking about?
Like, he's kind of like the name for, like, the name that everybody knows for his era of science fiction, even though he was one of, like, a milieu of, like, a lot of very influential writers. Fucking read Ursula Le Guin. Please, for the love of God, just read Le Guin. Maybe if Raniere had read Le Guin instead of Asimov, maybe we could have avoided a lot of this. Maybe he would have turned...
I mean, this is, like, he basically was in a mind control sex cult. Like, he created one, basically, Raniere.
Yeah, I don't know a lot of specifics about Asimov. I've kind of... It's been a...
I don't either. I just kind of assumed... You recognized his name, so I thought you could give me a little insight.
It's been a while since I've skimmed a couple of his short stories, but he is an extremely influential science fiction writer who is also very overrated. He's like if you ever run into anybody and they say their favorite science fiction author is either Asimov or Frank Herbert, or not Frank Herbert. He did Dune. Who's the guy who did?
Wasn't Herbert Dune?
Yeah, not Frank Herbert. Frank Herbert's like a 50-50, but who's the guy who wrote Starship? Robert Heinlein. If somebody ever says their favorite science fiction writer is Asimov or Heinlein, run the other direction because they're freaks.
Fair enough. So, do you know anything about the Mega Society?
Doesn't ring a bell, no.
So it is a group of high IQ individuals. Supposed IQ individuals.
Oh, I'm sure. I am sure. I already love where this is going.
So in June of '88, Raniere, I don't know if it doesn't say when he actually took the test, because the test he took was from 1985 of Omni magazine, and it's an IQ test, and it's not very good of an IQ test because one, it was published in a magazine, That means there's no proctors, there's no nothing.
Yeah, no.
There's no standardizing to say that you actually knew this knowledge, or you were able to use your logical skills to guess that. You could have done all the research, asked people or whatever. Can you guess what his score on this test was, like the IQ he claimed to have had from this test?
I think that his self-reported IQ was somewhere in the 130s.
Go up.
Okay, yeah, we are dealing with a guy who started a cult. It's going to be pretty... I think... Okay, I'm going to...
He went in Guinness's Book of World Records for this score.
Okay, we're getting up to like 180.
Go higher.
Bullshit. No way he claimed to be... This guy actually claiming to be higher than like fucking Albert... Okay.
So this test, he completed all but 2 of the questions correctly from what I understand. And so... This is, like we said, this came out of a magazine. There was no actual sourcing. It's not a proper IQ test because it's what it is. He ended up being in like the top 10 smartest people of the world because of this. 240 is what.
Bullshit. Actual bullshit. Fuck this guy. Fuck you. Okay. I have
You want to take a sip for that, Derek?
Abso-fucking-lutely. Hold on.
The amount of instant, like, indignation you had, Derek.
No. One thing... Okay. As part of...
What did it say yours was when you found out? Like, I know you don't put stock in it, neither do I. I was just curious at what... when you found out was.
No, it's fine. You know what? I'm going to say it for the record. I took an IQ test as part of a psych eval by an actual, like, doctor of psychology who administered it to me in his office in a clinical setting. I have the documentation for it. I have a 120 IQ. Anybody who brags about their IQ is a fucking moron. Anybody who brags about having a high IQ or lies about having a high IQ and makes it part of their identity is fucking stupid. They're losers. They are not worth the breath that they expel to talk about themselves.
I've always viewed it as flawed, not for the reasons most people view it as flawed. Because, like, a lot of times IQ tests are just, like, memorizations. But, like, you're only looking at certain type of intelligence. Like, the amount of people that can have, like, mechanical intelligence, we're like, hey, I've never had the amount of schooling it would take to be an engineer, but I can rip apart this engine piece by piece, not label it, and put it back together perfect, no missing parts. That takes a special kind of, like, brain intelligence that is not... You can't test for that shit.
Yeah, and that's the thing. An actual IQ test is... It's not just one big test. It's like 7 or 8 different tests, depending on how you're administering it, that all test different things. Like on my test, I scored like completely average on some of them, and then I scored super high on some of the other ones. Like it's not a measure of... Well, for one thing, it's not a measure of like value of like moral or practical value of a human being's life, like a lot of these guys think it is. It is a measure of cognitive ability, how good you are at doing certain kinds of things. And it's not meant to be like how like high value of a person you are. It's meant to test like, are you deficient in... It's a medical thing. It's supposed to be a medical diagnostic tool that to figure out like if you're deficient in something, then this is how we test and figure out what you're deficient in so we know how to treat you. If you're high in something on a IQ test, it means fucking nothing. It just means you're good at something. It has no bearing on who you are as a person, what you do, what kind of person you are, what your value is. And anybody who claims that they are better than any other person because of their IQ, fucking loser. Laugh at them and shove them in a locker because they're fucking losers. Fuck this guy.
And he does anything that someone puts too much importance on IQ test does and acts like he is above others. Even though he barely graduated college with a 2.26 GPA after barely passing and failing many of his classes.
Yeah. Yeah, and see, granted, I can 100% actually see this guy being able to do well on an actual IQ test, if he ever actually took one and not just the shitty magazine one. Again, doesn't mean jack shit. I've got my IQ is comparatively high. I still flunked out of college.
He took this in his like mid to late teens, because like he reports on it when he's 18, but it's from when he was like 15 is when the magazine came out. So who knows when he completed it, how long he took on it, and when he like submitted it off.
Yeah. Anyways, I used to get pretty mad about IQ. Like now that I actually know my own IQ, I think about it in a very different way, and it actually pisses me off even more when people talk about IQ.
I've always thought it was dumb in the same way that like fucking BMI is dumb.
Yeah. Yeah, it is, because it's a tool that's used for like a very narrow specific type of thing that people like attach like a moral value to. It's stupid. I fucking hate these people. I hate them so much.
So this episode's basically MLMs and cults. Can you guess what famous MLM he was a part of before he started his own?
I'm guessing it's not Lululemon.
No. It's a defunct one.
No. Oh god, what was that one called? It was oh shit.
It's one of the major ones. It's like big glamming sign at you.
Yeah, I know. I can't remember the name of it. What's the name? Shit. I'm like 90%.
Right now, only the answer is coming to me, so I don't want to feed you the answer on accident if that's not what you're trying to guess. What are they known for?
Shit, man. I don't know. I don't fucking know. Just tell me.
It's Amway.
Amway. That's the fucking. Oh, I had the name right there. I knew what it was, and god damn it.
He actually, in the 90s, founded his own knockoff Amway called Consumer Byline Inc.
Terrible name.
Crashed and burned. It lasted till 93, and then he got sued for $40,000, but only paid $9,000 from his fine.
Yeah, this is one of those situations where, like, there's a lot of times that this guy could have, like, been stopped before he went as far as he did.
Yeah. That's the parallels to Epstein I'm talking about. Like, he's kind of like a diet Epstein, but, like, it's insane. So in 1998, the year I was born, he meets a lady named Nancy Salzman. And going back to what we talked about earlier, she is a practitioner of hypnotism and neurolinguistic programming.
So she's a bullshit artist.
No, because I argue, like, hypnotism the way you see on TV doesn't fucking exist. It's programming. It's Pavloving people. It's stuff like that. And it sounds like that's the kind of shit she did, because, like, it's breaking people down. It's everything you need for a cult. Like, hey, isolation, sleep exhaustion, questioning self-identity stuff. All that, it was part of their ground basics.
So kind of like it. Okay.
It's brainwashing in like a group, in the cult sense. Like that, she is the person who created like the baseline of everything he needed to get away with this shit.
Yeah. So okay. So like creating like a high control environment.
Yes. And they went on to found ESP, Executive Success Program, which was like a self-improvement, but like business self-improvement kind of program.
Yeah, yeah.
But it had the same kind of like, hey, you want to join me at this like company? You know how cults have like, hey, come for our weekend retreat thing or whatever. They did that, but they charged people for it, like big buku bucks.
Yeah, it's basically like corporate, like mega. It's like, imagine like a mega church, but it's corporate.
Kinda, yeah, but for cults. And later it was rebranded as NXIVM. Fucking shit. Can you guess what Raniere and then Salzman had them, like, the people of NXIVM call them? Like, they each had a title.
Oh.
And it's pretentious as fuck.
Oh, it's either like some corporate bullshit or some real like hoodoo like white woo woo.
It's based on a video game, I'll give you that.
It's based on a video game. That's out of left field. I wasn't expecting that. Oh.
Raniere's name is think British boarding school for Salzman.
Man, I don't fucking know.
Like titles. Think of a title of something that would, like...
Headmaster?
You're thinking the right way for Salzman. Prefect. Salzman was known as Prefect.
Prefect. Oh, yeah, that's... Oh, fuck these people. Holy shit.
And then Raniere was called Vanguard.
Oh, shut up. Shut up. When I was in middle school, me and my friends would roleplay, like, U.S. Army Special Forces, and my code name was Blackhawk. And that's basically like the same, that's the same energy. That's the same.
So they're running these self-improvement boot camp / brainwashing things all the way up into the early to mid 2000s. And I mentioned earlier that we had a religious figure in today's episode. 2009, the Dalai Lama was paid... No, sorry, that's worded weird. Because they were getting negative allegations, they got the endorsement of the 14th Dalai Lama, spending $2 million.
Of course the Dalai Lama can be bought for, like, you could buy the endorsement. Can you imagine say what you will about the Catholic Church, you couldn't pay the Pope to give you an endorsement. Holy shit.
And he traveled to Albany to give a speech. And then he wrote the foreword for the book, The Sphinx and Thexopia, which was co-authored by Raniere in 2009. I'm not 100% on Thexopia. It's THELXIEPEIA.
I've got no fucking clue. It's some made-up woo-woo bullshit.
Oh, fuck, I didn't see this!
Oh, boy.
Okay, so one of the major members of... hold on. Let me go back, because I skipped over some of that. Okay, so they brought in influential... Like, they got their sugar daddy, / it was a sugar mommy in this case, from the multi-billion-dollar Seagram's fortune, Sarah Bronfman, and her sister, Claire Bronfman.
Oh, yeah, I knew about this. Yeah, the Seagram's heiresses were...
And they're the reason why the Dalai Lama showed up, because one of... What does that word mean?
What word?
So, Lama, that's what he's called. I think it's a monk title. Tenzin Donhin had a sexual relationship with Sarah Bronfman.
Ah.
Even though he's supposed to be celibate.
Yeah, that'll do it.
He got replaced because of that. Later, 8 years later.
Woo. Boy. You know, when I was a kid, one of the priests at our church got in trouble because they found out that he was sleeping with a woman up in Kansas.
Like an affair? What? Or just...
Yeah, they're like, because he's a priest, he's supposed to be celibate, but he was up there smashing.
Oh fuck! I forgot you used to be Catholic.
Yeah, Catholic priests have to be celibate. So he met a woman at a conference up in Kansas, and started like traveling up there to bang. And then they found out because they were trying to make him a bishop, and then it came out that he was having an affair. and cheating on the church. Anyways, I don't know what he's up to now.
Best not to think about it. So this motherfucker, Raniere, claimed that he was celibate, even though anytime he could get away with it, whenever he was like hugging or whatever, a woman, he would try and kiss her full on the lips.
Yeah, that tracks. Yep. By the way, Isaac Asimov, there's a story about him when he was hosting an award ceremony for accomplished science fiction writers. And one of the women that got an award, when she came up to accept the award, he pulled her in for a big hug, and then where nobody could see, like nibbled on her earlobe.
What the fuck?
Yep.
So I meant to bring this up earlier, but I had skipped around in my script. Salzman is basically his Ghislaine.
His what?
Ghislaine Maxwell. Like I said, he's Diet Epstein.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, Ghislaine Maxwell.
Natalie Salzman was like, yeah.
Ghislaine Maxwell.
So, with how big the cult got, it actually had a bunch of different parts of the cult. So there was the Women's Society, Jeunesse, the Society of Protectors, the men's organization. And then the big thing that we're really here to talk about and what everyone talks about is DOS.
Oh, yeah.
Dominus Obsequis Sororium. I probably butchered that. Can you guess what that means?
Dominus means like God or Lord.
Dominate. Like it's.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. Keep going.
And then was it Sonorum? Obsequious Sonorum?
Yeah, it's Sonorum. I butchered it. You said it correctly.
Oh God, I know. I used to know what Sonorum meant. Dominate. Oh shit, I don't know. I'm not exactly a Latin speaker.
I just figured, like, with how much you had that basically it's well, no, you've had like touches with the language before, and like I figured you might have.
Yeah. That sounds like something we'd recite in mass growing up.
Yeah. So it means domination over slave women.
Sonor. Okay.
Essentially.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Yeah.
That's kind of like the intended meaning. And it was literally a sex slave MLM cult shit. It started out with 8 people. Allison Mack, Nikki Klein, Lauren Salzman, and basically, they did the whole, like, it literally worked like an MLM that each slave was required to recruit another slave, and so on and so forth, up the line, and they were forced to collect collateral. Can you guess what the collateral was?
Did they have to, like, take pictures? Or like,
basically, they had to provide some kind of blackmail.
Yeah.
It didn't always have to be sex shit, but like it's usually sexual content. Hey, sign confession to crimes, stuff like that.
Yeah, Keith Raniere is such a loser. He's probably the laziest cult leader that I have ever heard of in my life. You know who's a real hardworking salt of the earth cult leader? L. Ron Hubbard. L. Ron Hubbard worked his goddamn ass off for that organization. That man was full on, like, running an actual ship, going and searching for treasure across the planet. He was dealing with all of the legal consequences every time they get kicked out of a port. That man worked his ass off, and it was possible because of all of the cocaine.
You saying he earned his cult?
He earned his cult. And granted, the only reason he was able to work as hard as he did was all of the cocaine, but he did the work. He put in the work. Keith Raniere here is such a lazy piece of shit Not he's having other people do all of the blackmailing and recruiting for him. What an asshole.
He was the only male member of DOS.
Right? Because he's the one doing the dominating.
It was clearly supposed to be his harem.
Yeah. Yeah, that's...
Even though he was celibate.
Yeah. I mean, why else do you have a harem of slave women?
And it worked like a over-controlling, jealous boyfriend. They had to be ready to respond. If they didn't respond within, like, 10 seconds, they were in fucking trouble to text, all that. Because this started in 2005, so this was like...
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure proto shit, like there were telltales, there was other shit from this beforehand, but, like, the official part, this official, like, formalized in 2015.
Right.
And here's the big part of the cult that everyone's heard about and is like, what the fuck? They had ritualistic branding.
This is the part that I knew about. This is fucked up. This is actually genuinely, like, horrifying.
And it's not just, like, they were like bound and gagged for it. I don't know if gagged necessarily, but they had to be branded in very specific ways. It feels like, I'm almost certain it was recorded every time and it was a snuff film for Raniere. It's almost like he had a very specific fetish of branding and he wanted it exact. It's like that Wonder Bread guy.
Yeah. Wait, Wonder Bread guy?
But back to branding and how I'm pretty sure it was, like, it's never come out that they were recorded, but I'm pretty confident there were secret cameras. Like, there's the way it's described with the specificity, like, it had to be, like, they say it had to be exactly the same each time, and, like, there's no way it wasn't being recorded for snuff films, because it's just, there's no way.
Yeah, I think that sounds like that's part of it. It also is just, I think it's also just because, like, the ceremony, like the strict ceremonial part of it is kind of part of, like, a high control group.
And so it was supposed to be NXIVM stylized, but what people figured out after a while, after leaving the cult and it kind of went defunct, it was really just Keith Raniere's initials, KAR.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And looking at the brand, like, you can fairly, it's pretty clear. So it took 2 years for the branding shit to come out. And which was a New York Times article on October 17th, and immediately Raniere books it to Mexico to hide and flee.
Of course he does. Man, I wish I had the money to book it to Mexico.
So, on February 26, 2018, he was located in a luxury villa in Puerto Vallarta. And they showed up, and it was very clear they were here to arrest him. So he goes and hides in a closet, and one of his harem members negotiates with the police on the outside for him, and eventually he gets arrested because, like, you can't take me because I'm in the closet. Like, it was some child bullshit thing.
God, what a pussy. Like, actually, what a pussy.
Yeah, no, he's a little bitch.
Go out shooting, you. Dude, go out shooting, you piece of shit.
If you're gonna do this kind of shit, go out and blaze glory. Like, don't be a little pussy. Like.
Yeah, man, Waco that shit.
Like, if I ran a sex cult, I would want to end my infamy a little bit better than, I was a little bit pussy who ran to his closet and had his harem, negotiate for him.
Yeah, man, if he'd gone out like fucking David Koresh, like, there'd be, like, a small, like, batshit insane subsect of the culture that'd consider him a hero.
I would respect him more. He's still an evil man for manipulating people.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No. Evil, but, like, I respect David Koresh a hell of a lot more than I respect this guy.
So, something I've glossed over because I don't have enough information, but Salzman, one of his inner eight was actually, Raniere, one of his inner eight of the harem cult was Salzman's sister, Camilla. And when they met for the first time, she was 13. When they first started having sex, she was 15.
This fucking asshole.
As far as I know, that's the only underage thing that happens.
I'm sure it wasn't the only one. That's just the only one we know about.
Obviously, but like the provable shit of this, and like the only reason I called him Diet Epstein and like said it was like, I guess it wouldn't be kitty diddling free as the joke I made for Diet Epstein. It's now with 90% less kitty diddling.
90% less kitty diddling. That's the tagline. Yeah, it's like only 15 calories.
He was charged in New York City, and his charges included exploitation of minor, sex trafficking, attempted sex trafficking, identity theft, document servitude, conspiracy to alter records for official proceedings, sex trafficking conspiracy, forced labor conspiracy, racketeering conspiracy, and wire fraud conspiracy.
And wait, go back. Go back. What was like the third or fourth one you said?
Third one is attempted sex trafficking.
What's the one after that?
Identity theft.
After that?
Document servitude.
That one. Yeah, that's a unique one I haven't heard before, but I know exactly what it is based on the phrase.
It says the full thing was subjecting a specific person, Daniela, to document servitude for labors and services.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so basically taking all of her like personal legal documentation and basically holding them hostage.
Which is a domestic abuse strategy.
Yep, and it's also, as far as I'm aware, it's also recognized by several international organizations as a form of slavery.
Okay, good to know.
And it is actually like, it's one of the main methods for like international human trafficking, especially for sex slavery.
I rolled over her. I want to roll back to it. Allison Mack, famous for showing up on Smallville, was one of the high-profile people he recruited, like actors, and like he was after her day one. And apparently, like I was talking about the kissing thing. Normally he was the initiator, but the very first kiss was initiated by her for some reason. But this was during one of the intensive like psychological torture, essentially, to brainwash people camps. Like he had his eyes on her from the start because he very much knew what she could do for him, because she could get in celebrities.
Right, yeah.
And she actually, you remember how I mentioned the Twitter.com failed cult recruiting?
Oh, yeah.
She tried to recruit Emma Watson via Twitter by tweeting at her like a couple times.
Emma Watson. Oh, was Keith Raniere a Harry Potter guy?
I have no idea.
Oh, man, if he was a Harry Potter guy.
Okay, she does 2 tweets in 2016. January 24th, 2016, at Emma Watson. I'm a fellow actress like yourself and involved in an amazing women's movement I think you'd dig. I'd love to chat if you're open. January 24th, 2016, like I said. She had, again, at Emma Watson. Hold on. I participate in a unique human development and women's movement I'd love to tell you about. As a fellow actress, I can relate. So, ... On February 19th. Oh, wow. There's a third one. I didn't know about the third one. Also on February 19th. At Emma Watson, well, to your vision and what you see in the world, I think we could work together. Let me know if you're willing to chat. It's kind of sad.
Oh, yeah. It's... Emma Watson is too smart for that. She's actually like...
There was another person, I don't remember who it was, that she tried to recruit via Twitter too. And it's just, it's hilarious.
It is... It's funny in a real sad sort of way. That unfortunate.
See, I thought Allison Mack was like the whistleblower, but she's not. Uh, she's she was just kind of like one of the people, and she got sentenced too, but she's not as, you know, well known. So he's found guilty on all of his charges, and I'll go over them again: racketeering, conspiracy, racketeering. Um, wow. There's multiple acts on this one: conspiracy to commit identity theft, sexual exploitation of a minor, possession of child pornography, conspiracy to commit identity theft, conspiracy to alter records for use in official proceedings, commit conspiracy to commit identity theft, trafficking for labor and services, extortion, sex trafficking, conspiracy to commit identity theft, forced labor conspiracy, wire fraud conspiracy, sex trafficking conspiracy, actual sex trafficking, attempted sex trafficking. And that was all Raniere. And he was sentenced to, can you guess how many years in prison?
Ooh, if there's justice in the world, it's like over 100.
It is.
Oh, my heart. Is it over 200?
How much? No.
140.
Give me a number. 120.
Okay. You know what? That works for me. He was like 55.
Yeah. He was fined $1.75 million and then a $15,000 assessment pursuant to the Justice of Labor's. Then there was a supplemental sentencing in July of 2021 where he was ordered restitution of $3.46 million to 21 victims. And that's all I've got. He's in someplace. Then Allison Mack pleaded guilty to racketeering and racketeering conspiracy, 3 years in jail. Claire Bronfman, conspiracy to conceal and harbor an undocumented immigrant for financial gain and fraudulent use of identification, 81 months in prison. Lauren Salzman, racketeering and racketeering conspiracy, 5 years probation. Nancy Salzman, pleaded guilty to racketeering conspiracy, 42 months in jail. Then Kathy Russell pleaded guilty to visa fraud, 2 years of probation.
So it sounds like this cult really got the book thrown at them in a way that a lot of other cults haven't.
Yeah, and I skimmed over it, but there were a lot of scandals that and like shit that throughout, like, because I focused on like just a broad overview, to be honest. Like, I didn't go into detail on a lot of stuff just because the amount of detail work that would have needed to be gone in and how much longer we would have been on this recording and with how much tangents we've already gotten, I just kind of like decided it's we weren't going as detailed as I wanted to. It's just like Epstein. It should have, like, there's no fucking way other people didn't know, and this should have come out way fucking sooner. Like, they shouldn't have even been able to, like, they should have been already in jail by the time DOS was set up. Like,
Yeah. There's, just like with all cults, there's a long line of places where somebody could have stepped in and stopped it before it got as bad as it did, and just nobody ever did because the legal system is reactive and not really designed for protecting people.
okay, I'm going to look up what this person looked like in the show. So one of the inner circle was a lady named Nikki Klein, and she's famous for Battlestar Galactica.
Okay.
And she just looks like herself in it. So I'll just shoot you her picture, honestly. Save image. But can you guess, once everything was, let me send you the photo. And then tell me what she did once Raniere was in jail.
What did she do, like, after...
She didn't do anything illegal, per se.
Did she, like, start a GoFundMe for him or something?
that would be apt, but no. First of all, she actually probably had a sham marriage. We don't know if it was officially a sham, but she got married to Allison Mack in 2017, the Smallville actor.
Huh.
After Raniere's conviction, Klein and others began to dance outside the detention center nightly.
Oh yeah, I heard about this. Yeah.
I hadn't, and it was fucking hilarious.
Man, it's so weird how many of these women just like kept going to bat for him after.
There are people still loyal to him.
That is fucking crazy to me. Like, just jump ship. Just get out of there.
It's quite hilarious to think about all this stuff, and I'm just like, I didn't go over it, and I don't actually plan on it because like we would need a lot more context, but there were 4 sets of deaths that were like really suspicious that occurred, and it all sounds like they were doing that health bullshit that Scientology does for a lot of their deaths. And I'm just like, how did that not get it taken down at that time? Also, they claimed to be able to cure Tourette's. Is one of the things the cult claimed.
That's a unique angle. I hadn't heard that one before. Wow, Tourette's.
Mark Elliott, an author, claims taking courses through NXIVM and working with Keith Raniere and Nancy Salzman helped him overcome his Tourette's.
Yeah, so not cancer, not AIDS, not like, you know, any of the traditional ones. Tourette's specifically is crazy. So, you know what? +1 for creativity, at least.
It was quite wow, what the fuck? I didn't know about this. Apparently they did human subject experimentation. I mean, it makes sense, but I didn't know.
What do you mean? Okay, what kind of experimentation? Like, what were they actually doing?
Supposedly, one of the members named Porter conducted a study within NXIVM, described as watching disturbing footage is including people's being murdered while their brain waves, psychological activity, and facial and auditory responses were recorded. Apparently it's a study similar to a patent Raniere filed determination of whether a Luciferian can be rehabilitated.
Luciferian. A Luciferian.
I have no fucking clue what a Luciferian is.
Like Lucifer, a devil worshiper.
I understand that, but I meant like, you know how the cult of Satan is Satan worshippers, but they don't worship Satan in the same way.
Or like the Church of Satan.
I meant like, I don't know what their like ideology is.
I bet when he says Luciferian, he just means people I don't like. I think that's what his cult leader brain probably thinks that means.
Probably. Oh, another fun fact that I meant to bring up earlier when Doss was mentioned. Part of his ideological beliefs that men are naturally polyamorous and women are naturally monogamous.
Oh, that's convenient for him, isn't it? It's always the men who come up with that idea, isn't it? It's never the women that come up with that idea. Man, it's so fucking obvious. It is so obvious.
So, what do you think of NXIVM, Derek?
Genuinely horrifying. Genuinely awful. Also, Keith Raniere is the most pathetic loser cult leader I have ever heard of in my life. I don't have any respect for him. I have a deep visceral disgust for, your David Koresh or your L. Ron Hubbard. I'm disgusted by those people. but I have a begrudging respect for like what they were, what like the kind of things that they were able to do, because there is like a genuine skill involved in that kind of like mass manipulation. And I guess Keith Raniere has that as well, but like he
has a natural charisma that he was able to gather people around him to the point where he was able to start this shit.
Yeah, but in every other way, he's such a pathetic loser that it is impossible to give him credit.
You want to know what this chud looks like?
I think I've seen him before, but yeah, just lay it on me.
I'm looking up a couple images and Okay, so this is the one that made me think he's like an chud. Like this is the one I saw. And I was like, "Oh, wow, I can't believe this guy like started a sex cult."
Oh, he looks... God damn, he looks like if... You know what he looks like? If Charles Manson and Steve Jobs had a kid.
I was thinking if Stephen King and who am I thinking of? He's a singer, really shitty one, known for weird sex shit.
Dude, that does not narrow it down. You just
Jared Leto and Stephen King did the fusion dance.
Ah, yeah. I can see that. God, he looks like...
That second image really like gives me like a visceral Stephen King, Jared Leto fusion dance vibe.
Yeah, he looks like he stalks kids in a Land Rover.
That or a Hummer. Like a very big and bulky car that you should not think of following people in, but he still does it.
He looks like a dad who lives in like a rich neighborhood, but nobody wants to go over. None of the kids want to go over to his daughter's house anymore because he keeps hitting on them.
And like, it's wildly like his like flirt game is like very up and down too. Like sometimes he'll like actually do good, and sometimes he's just like, creep dad.
Yeah, he looks like if Doc Ock had bipolar disorder. He looks like a sentient version of the tumor that killed Bill Gates. Or not Bill Gates, Steve Jobs.
Final thoughts on Keith Raniere before we hop off for the night, sir. Also, where does he land on the incel scale?
Where does he land on the incel? Oh, he's the most normie cult leader I've ever come across, actually. He's like firmly like average is the issue.
If there was ever like the office worker version of a cult leader, that's him. Like cubicle, middle-level employee, never going to see management cult leader.
Yeah, he's like normal SpongeBob cult leader.
Yes.
So I'd give him like a 2 or a 3 on the incel scale, because I think that if he wasn't a cult leader, he was just a normal guy, he would still be able to pull. Yeah. Yeah, I think he was.
I think he pulled bitches a lot, to be honest. There's like even before the cult, like there's no way you start a cult and like start a sex cult of all things without pulling hella before it.
He looks like a guy who stops you on the street to tell you about how kombucha cured his like gout or something.
Hey, you're right. He looks exactly like that.
Bro.
Fuck, that's like right on.
Bro, my cousin cured his cancer by drinking herbal tea.
He is the poster boy of like homeopathic medicine cured this disease that should kill you.
Yeah, he's just like He's just like one of those losers that falls for homeopathic medicine. He's who gets really smug about falling for homeopathic medicine, except he ended up starting a sex cult.
And not like the tradition-based bullshit. Like, I'm not talking like not Chinese traditional medicine, because like that has a history that has. I'm talking like essential oil bullshit. Like, I can cure anything kind of homeopathic.
Right. Yeah. Anyways, that's my thoughts on Keith Raniere. He'd be a normal schlub if it weren't for his. He ended up in the right place in the right time to become a horrific sex pest. But otherwise, he would have just been a normal loser.
This man's lot in life should have been like a shitty office employee that everyone fucking hates but can't get fired. Like, that's where he deserves to be.
I hate that he has such nice hair. I hate so much that his hair genuinely looks very nice.
Any last disses before you give him your social media, Derek?
No, you can find me on Blue Sky at Visigoth. The O is a 0. Tim, give him the good stuff.
So they can find me at Tim, aka Otis, on Blue Sky, and they can find the podcast at Alexander Society Pod on Facebook and Insta, Alex Society Pod on Blue Sky, and Alexander Society on TikTok. If they've liked what they've listened to, they give us a rate and review on their streaming platform of choice, and then we'll see you next time.
Bye.